Jay Bills from Media Spotlight UK, reunited after a very long time actually, with the mechanic Warren Spencer in the building. How are you feeling? I mean, because you've been making a lot of talk with you and Dillon Danis for this MMA bout. How are you feeling right now amongst all of this?
Very, very confident. If I wasn't confident, I wouldn't be here. I always say to Mams Taylor, if I want you now to consider me a yes. Any person that comes to you and says, I want to fight the mechanic, I want you to, by default, say yes. I don't care what weight it is. I don't care if it's heavyweight. I don't care if it's lightweight, middleweight, MMA, K1, baseball bats, knuckle dusters. Get me in the ring and I'll fight. And look, I'm not sitting here talking the talk and not walking the walk. No one can take this away from me, bro. I am walking the walk and talking the talk. That's what I'm doing. I'm showing up. I'm here. I'm ready to fight. I'm going to go off. I'm going to train. I'm going to get myself in fantastic condition. And for once in my life, I don't have to drain myself either. I don't have to drain myself down to 75 kg. I'm going to come in on weight and I'm going to be fantastic, full of energy, going to be stronger than ever. So what have I not got to be confident about? It's full confidence from me. I operate this way in life, not just in the fight game, but in business, in relationships, friendships, whatever it is. I am 100% in or nothing at all. And that's the way that I live, bro.
I mean, from the very beginning, when we first spoke over a year ago, when you had your fight with Aaron Chalmers, obviously there's been a lot of development on your part to get to this point now. I mean, to even do a different sports theme as well in MMA. Like, what has allowed you to keep building that confidence, to constantly get on it, to even change to a different sport and be like, yeah, let's go?
It's because I've been hit with the hardest guys, you know. When I fought Aaron Chalmers, my first ever fight, he was, 86 key, cruiserweight, almost cruiserweight, and he couldn't put me out there, but that was at the beginning of my career. I'm just one of those guys, bro, that's got a very, very good chin, and I can take a shot and just keep coming forwards. So if Dillon wants to come and try and wrestle me and come and do his thing, fair enough, I'm ready for it. If Dillon wants to get strangled by a boxer, no problem, we can do it. But look, this is one of those fights, bro, where not one single person, I don't care how many Dillon Danis bum bashers there are out there, none of them can predict what's going to happen in this fight. None of them. And do you know what? It's the same with the boxing community as well, the striking community, MMA community. They all have something to say, but if it comes down to it on paper, the reason why he's the favoured fight of this fight is because he has more fans. That's it. Dillon Danis is a huge name. You know, in comparison to me, I just chatted with Fred that before, and he said, look, there isn't a bigger fight for you to take. So of course I'm going to take it. But at the same time, I wouldn't take it if I didn't believe in my skill set, you know? So it is what it is, but it's going to be fantastic, nevertheless.
I mean, obviously, you know, it's no secret that you've been training with Andrew Tate for a long time, and even to this point now to go to a different discipline in MMA. How has that allowed you to, you know, bring out the full potential of you to coming into your first bout in MMA with Dillon Danis having more experience than you in the MMA field? What makes you feel, with all the experience that you're gaining with Andrew Tate and even building yourself, where does your confidence build in terms of like how you're going to step into the ring with Dillon Danis, someone who's a little bit more experienced than you in terms of the MMA field?
Yeah, sure. A great question. And it all comes down to confidence, how you can stay relaxed, you can stay composed, you can stay calm. I have been an extremely active fighter over the past couple of years. I've had numerous fights. I've been under the spotlight. I've been under the big stage so many times. That is my ring on that night. It's my home. He's coming into my home, my comfort zone. The man hasn't had a fight in 6-7 years, I believe. So it doesn't matter how much MMA experience that you've got. You can get the best MMA fighters in the gym. You get the best MMA fighters or boxing fighters in the boxing ring in the gym doing the sparring. They can look fantastic. The minute they walk under those bright lights, it's a different sport. I say this, sparring isn't fighting for real. Sparring is simulating what you're about to go and do. People seem to think that I'm a stupid person. Fighting is a very intelligent sport. It requires IQ, and it requires you to be able to move strategically at a very, very fast pace, also while remaining calm. You know, you're walking into a minefield of potential problems here, and that's exactly what Dillon is. He's a landmine. You know, as soon as the fight goes to the floor, he's going to have the advantage. I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to come here and say that I'm going to, you know, out wrestle him. But make no mistake, on the feet, I'm going to outstrike him, fast and powerful. I'm going to hit harder than I've ever hit. because there's less glove. We've been fighting, what, 4-6 ounce gloves, MMA gloves, something like that. And I'm training, for once I get to train, I get to shoot from the hips, hands down, you know? I'm very light on my feet, I'm agile. There's a lot of favors in you know, from my side, but that's what it is, you know?
I mean, in terms of, like, should it be the case that you win, like, the first of, like, you know, Misfits MMA, first of its kind, should you win the title, is it the case that you're going to continue within MMA, but also go alongside boxing as well? Because, you know, obviously, you know, within boxing, I know you had your last fight with Ben Williams in Misfits. Is it the case that you're going to juggle the both in terms of sports? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, the whole reason why I'm here, again, is because I've been given a blessing now. I've been given a blessing because I have chosen to step forward into his world, supposedly, and take this fight because Jarvis does not want to fight me. He doesn't want to fight me. There's a difference between saying they want to fight me and then agreeing to a fight and winning the belt and defending the belt. Jarvis knows I'd be a better champion at middleweight. Jarvis knows I'd be a stronger champion at middleweight, and he knows physically he can't hurt me. So he's gone running now, and that's it. He's finished. Again, when the mechanic's name hits the desk, people disappear. So fair play to Dillon Danis. He wouldn't box me. There's no way in hell that Dillon Danis would box me. But he wants it his way. He wants to use his weapons and use the rest of his tools against me. He wants to get his guns out, his knives out, his baseball bats, whatever else. And look, this is the beautiful thing about MMA. MMA was always, it was never about, oh, I'm going to try and become a better wrestler so I can fight against wrestlers. MMA was just get in the octagon, get in the ring, and fight. I don't care how you win. You fight, and you make sure you win by any means necessary. That's the whole reason why we have all these tools. So he's going to play his strongest cards. I'm going to play my strongest cards. But who's going to win? Nobody knows. It's like a street fight. Think about it like a street fight. If you start throwing hands with a randomer in a nightclub or a place where there's loads of lights and people watching, anywhere like that, it's the first one to land a clean shot, or it's the first one to get the clean takedown, which will determine how this fight's going to go. So I'm prepared for that.
Well, I mean, final thoughts really, like, where do you see yourself as far as, like, when fight night happens, what can fans expect, being it your first time in an MMA bout ring, and what the future is saying as far as, you know, combat sports as a whole for you?
I think the fans are in for a fantastic night of not only mixed martial arts, combat sports, boxing. We have a bunch of UFC legends that have just turned up today behind me. We have a Misfits legend. We have Misfits royalty, which is myself, the world's sexiest man, the mechanic that's going to tune this man up. And it's going to be a great, great show. Look, like, what more could you possibly want from a card? We're entertaining for all fight fans here, not just boxers, not just MMA fighters, it's everybody. Everybody gets to see a little piece of the action, so it's going to be exciting, bro.
Well, it's definitely exciting, the first of its kind, and hopefully more of many. Warren, absolute pleasure as always. I wish you all the best in your MMA bout against Dillon. It's going to be fireworks, bro.
That's a great interview. Thank you.